Live. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn from executive session and return to regular business?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson, and a second from Commissioner Silverthorne. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Number 10, Commissioners' comments. We'll start with Commissioner Silverthorne.
Okay, I attended a Zoom call for the Film Ready certification, and then that was followed up with a meeting at the college for the Sussex County Film Commission. I think everything's in place, and they're going to be ready for the next meeting to pass that resolution and have everything good to go. I also attended the Board of Elections reorganization meeting, and then took a tour. Ken and I took a tour of the facility. I attended the German Christmas Market Give Back. It was just under $1 million in total give back so far since they've been in. Yeah, and they should go over that this year with their anniversary year coming up. I attended with Director Space the VOTEC Board of Ed meeting, followed up by a League of Municipalities, Sussex County League of Municipality meeting. And then I'm trying to get out to the towns that I am not liaison to. I went to and I'm just trying to go to some of the towns where I've had dealings with in the past, or towns where I don't have a good familiarity with the whole board or committees and councils. So I went to Wantage because I had a lot of dealings with them, and I just wanted to touch base with them for some things that we had done from Frankfurt. And then also, and I wish I could say I planned it this way, but I was at Newton's meeting this week, and it was also the swearing in of their new police chief, lieutenant and sergeant. So I lucked out and got to talk to their council as well as witness the swearing in. So I wish them good luck on that. And from the library's in full swing with the Celebrate America's Revolutionary 250. So they would just like to let everyone know that they have a couple of things coming up in April. Revolutionary War transcription for teens. And they also have the Whippany Burying Yard, 300 years of history. For additional information on that, you can reach out to their website, which is specifically for Celebration 250, which is sussexcountylibrary.org /US 250. And that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson?
Okay, we're going to be a little bit repetitive here with Commissioner Silverthorne here. On March 15th, I, along with fellow commissioners, attended the German Christmas market event at the Fairgrounds Conservatory. The market has been in existence now for 24 years, donating back to the community a total of over $930,000. This year alone, nearly $178,000 was donated to 64 Sussex County charities and nonprofits, including Sussex County Social Services. On March 16th, I, along with Commissioner Director Space, toured every Sussex County library, along with Library Director Will Porter and Associate Director Ellen Callahan. It was great to see so many residents at every location. Sussex Wantage Library had 73,000 visitors last year. Vernon had 53, and the Frankfurt Main branch is still the most popular location. This gave us the opportunity to speak with the employees, tour the entire facilities, and see the condition of each branch. What I found was amazing, the various things you could take out, including metal detectors, fishing poles, sewing machines, and pots and pans. I can assure you I did not check them out for my wife. So when you think library, please don't think books only. Also on the 16th, I attended the Sussex County Ag Board meeting here. Exciting times coming in the next few months as they launch the new Ag website highlighting the county's rich agricultural roots. I can say after seeing and previewing the website, it is very user-friendly for all ages. The county staff has done an amazing job building this site. On March 17th, I attended the walkout of Chief Joseph DeAnnabelle after 25 years of service to Newton. I'd like to wish him the best in his retirement and welcome Newton's newest chief, Dan Finkel, who was sworn in at a recent ceremony. On March 18th, I attended the SCUMA meeting. Just to make this board aware, SCUMA has placed a $214,000 lien against Bright Horizon Development for failure to pay connection fees for a new 55 and over complex that was recently built in Vernon. The same evening, I attended the Sussex County League of Municipalities with my fellow commissioners. Always a great opportunity to speak with fellow administrators, mayors, and committee members about the obstacles faced by every municipality. On Monday, March 23rd, I was at the Sussex County Food Pantry. I'd like to recognize Weiss Markets for hosting a Stuff the Bus campaign at both their store locations in Franklin and Newton to stock the food pantry shelves. On March 23rd, I attended the Vernon Council meeting, and again, like every other municipality and council and committee, is struggling to cover the cost with the least amount of tax increase to local residents. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Carney.
Thank you. We'll start off with Department of Engineering and Planning. Sussex County Division of Public Works. The Division of Public Works will begin first round of street sweeping. These tasks are one of the minimum basic requirements required by the Sussex County. That's enhanced operation safety. Roadway. In reducing the amount of debris carried by the stormwater collection systems into the county's waterways. Sussex County Bridge X43, we have a construction award. The Division of Engineering has completed review of bids submitted for the replacement of Sussex County Bridge X43. X43 is in the Wantage Township along County Route 651, also known as Unionville Road. The division is recommending commissioner approval for approximately $1.8 million contract with Grade Construction of Patterson, New Jersey for replacement of the bridge. NJDOT Local Bridge Transportation Trust Fund grants will fund the construction phase of the project. Work will require a full closure and detour of Unionville Road for the duration of the bridge replacement. Construction work is anticipated to start late summer of this year, and the Division of Engineering is available to discuss any project and questions. They can be reached at 973-579-0430. Sussex County Route 515 in Vernon. Sussex County Office of Bridge and Traffic Safety is preparing the installation of new speed limit and warning signs along County Route 515 in Vernon. The sign installations will complete work associated with their reevaluation and recommendations, including within the speed limit and engineering study completed by Division of Engineering. The study resulted in the commissioners authorizing modifications to the currently posted speed limits along the segment of County Road 515. Traffic safety crews expect to have new signs installed by mid-April. Sussex County Trails Grant Program. As a reminder, applications for the 26 Sussex County Trail Grants Program are being accepted until May 15th by the Sussex County Division of Planning for our Sussex County Open Space Committee. The grant program is funded through the Sussex County Farmland Preservation, Recreation, and Open Space Trust Fund, and grants can be used to assist eligible applicants with construction, rehabilitation, restoration, and maintenance of publicly owned shared use trails. Municipalities are strongly encouraged to contact the Sussex County Division of Planning to review the grant program and consider submitting an application. They can also reach them at 973-579-0500. County Route 613 Stormwater System, the Division of Public Works construction crew has remobilized and will be completing upgrades and replacement of stormwater conveyance system servicing a segment of County Route 613 in Byram. The project includes installation of new water quality chamber. The chamber will significantly reduce the amount of debris carried by the stormwater system in Lake Mohawk. Crews expect to have the project complete in the next 4 to 5 days. Update for our health and sheriff's office pole barns that we've been waiting for years, I feel like. Staff within the Division of Engineering, DPW, and the Office of Facilities Management are in the final stages of preparing to begin construction of the Division of Health Storage Pole Barn Project and the Sussex County Sheriff's Storage Pole Barn and Modular Office Project. Recent work has included finalizing design and construction details, securing permits, finalizing construction schedules, ordering materials, finalizing assignment of construction equipment, coordination with subcontractors and project support vendors, and coordination with external agencies and internal project clients. Department of Engineering Planning anticipates on-site construction will begin by mid-April. And I would like to thank our council, Steinhardt, for helping out with the DEP. Without you, we'd probably be a little behind, more so behind schedule, because we already are behind schedule. So thank you for your assistance in that. I attended our NJAC Board of Directors meeting last week. We went over some legislation that's happening through New Jersey and how it'll affect Sussex County. We also had a League of Municipalities. I'm not sure if Commissioner Henderson touched on that. You did touch on that. So lots of things that we go to. German Christmas market, I know that you both hit on it, but I want to say you had $930,000 in $177,818 that they gave away this year. We received $2,500. That's our third year in a row that we got. And that's going to our food pantry, which we always need, as we always go over this time and time again at every meeting. So every bit helps. So it's $2,500, which was nice. I also attended the Stuff the Bus this past Saturday, which is always a good event. Seemed like there was a lot of food. My son put some community hours in for his confirmation class, so spent some time over there. So it was a little joint venture my son and I had. So it was good. And that's all I have.
Okay, Deputy Director DeGroot.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Beginning with the Lake Musconecon Regional Planning Board, I attended my first meeting as a voting member after being sworn in. I'm pleased to report that the board has officially closed on a $572,000 grant from the NJDEP. I want to extend a sincere thank you to Chairman Earl Riley of Byram for leading this effort from start to finish. These funds will support the purchase of an aquatic harvester to address the lake's heavy vegetation, an investment that will benefit not only the lake itself, but also the surrounding Sussex County communities of Stanhope, Hopatcon, and Byram. Additionally, I attended the Sussex County Community College Board of Trustees meeting yesterday. Key highlights included discussion of the upcoming visit from the accreditors of Middle States Commission on Higher Education next week and its importance to the institution. The board also reviewed several capital projects, including the progress of the Learning Commons, the diesel service and building construction building, and the outdoor shooting range. The trustee board also looks forward to tomorrow's ribbon cutting ceremony for the Optics Technology Center at 5 p.m. Over the past 2 weeks, I've had the opportunity to participate in a couple community events. I spoke with students at Seton Hall University about county government and civics. A big thank you to Professor Hale and the students for their engagement and wonderful questions. Additionally, I joined my fellow commissioners in attending the German Christmas Market annual Give Back event, where it was great to see the generosity and strong sense of community that makes Sussex County so special. That's all. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. I recently attended the installation dinner for the Stillwater Volunteer Fire Department. I want to congratulate all the line officers and thank them for volunteering their time to protect and serve their community. Commissioner Henderson touched on us visiting all of the county libraries, and they were very busy, all of them. I enjoyed the puzzles, and Ken and I really wanted to stop what we were doing and jump in on the puzzles, but we couldn't. And it was nice to see the Dennis Library for Commissioner Henderson, to see that those upgrades are desperately needed there. Although Christina's going to touch on that in her comments. I attended a Ginny's House board meeting, and Ginny's House is actively getting involved in our schools and educating children about abuse. And they have been in front of approximately 6,000 kids so far. And they do have meetings with the parents. They offer meetings with the parents at the schools beforehand so that the parents understand what they're discussing and it's not a surprise to them. Like Commissioner Silverthorne said, we stopped at the Sussex Tech Board meeting last week, and it was the last one for Superintendent Gus Modla, even though he'll be here tomorrow because we do have the Board of School Estimate meeting. I wish him well in his next chapter. As a parent of 3 graduates, I've had the opportunity to see how he operates the school and also a little behind the scenes on the commissioner board. We also had the opportunity to meet the new interim superintendent, Christopher Karuba. He comes from a public school in Warren County. His contract is through August or until the school board hires someone new. The other commissioners and I attended the newly reactivated Sussex County League of Municipalities, and I want to thank Tammy Horsfield and Franklin Administrator Neil Spitaletto for reviving this. It's a great way for the municipalities to network. And that's all I have on that. And then Division of Senior Services, the Sussex County Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. The Sussex County Division of Senior Services is hosting an appreciation luncheon in honor of Sussex County veterans. This special event will be held on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, from 11 to 2 p.m. at the Farmstead Golf and Country Club located at 88 Lawrence Road in Lafayette. The luncheon will include presentations from various veteran organizations, information tables, and giveaways. Pre-registration for this event is required by April 17th, 2026. For additional information and to RSVP for the luncheon, please contact the Sussex County Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1277, or email seniorservices@sussex.nj.us. Division of Health, Office of Public Health Nursing, school immunization audits. The Office of Public Health Nursing completes an annual audit of student immunization records at all preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, and child care centers across Sussex County to ensure compliance with the minimum immunization requirements set forth by NJAC 8:57-4. Audit efforts are currently in progress and ongoing. The office will visit 93 county schools to conduct these audits for the 2025-2026 school year. Final audit reports must be submitted to the New Jersey Department of Health annually in June. The purpose of immunization requirements for pupils attending schools in New Jersey is to ensure that highly infectious and dangerous diseases do not inflict children of school age in our state. And that's all I have there. Okay. Number 11, there is no approval of a consent agenda because we don't have one. Number 12, we don't have any minutes. Number 13, no ordinances. 14, no appointments and/or resignations. So we're going to go to the resolutions. Number 15. Can I get a motion to adopt resolutions A through O with omitting item G?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson, and a second.
Second.
Commissioner Silverthorne, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne.
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay, next I have item P, a motion to adopt resolution approving the use of project labor agreements in public works projects. Can I get a motion to adopt item resolution P?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Commissioner Silverthorne, and a second from Deputy Director DeGroot. Any discussion?
Yeah,
Allow the attorney.
Yeah, we need to bring everybody up to speed here. So item G is a project labor agreement for a resurfacing project. In short, project labor agreements are agreements that the United States Supreme Court recognized going back into the 80s that the New Jersey State Legislature codified in 2002 that in instances where the governing body concludes that for reasons of financial economy, efficiency, labor efficiency, et cetera. And the statute spells out a criteria that you go through, and they're reflected in the resolution G that you have in front of you, that you can award project labor agreements in projects on a project-by-project basis. However, on January 20th, 2026, the Governor Murphy signed a new law into place that modified the old 2002 statute that set a $5 million floor for project labor agreements and effectively removed the $5 million floor. Governor Murphy said that you could do project labor agreements on any government contract, provided the contract will provide for efficient, safe, quality, and timely completion of the project in a manner designed to afford lower reasonable cost to the county. And it does that by ensuring things like skilled labor and experience, standardized terms, terms that prevent work stoppages, strikes, slowdowns, et cetera. But because of the revision in the law in January of 2026, you don't have an overarching policy in place that tells your departments to look for project labor agreements if they feel that they satisfy the statutory criteria. Obviously, the individual departments can't award them. That job rests solely with the commission board, which you're doing in G, but it would be incumbent upon you to adopt a resolution that just says that it's essentially the county policy to look for cost savings, if you can, in the form of project labor agreements where the departments find them appropriate, and then obviously refer those back to the board. So that's what I gave you. It's effectively a restating of NJSA 52:38-1, which is the project labor agreement statute and everything that's in it, with an eye toward the law change from 2 months ago. And it's coming up because this is your first resolution since the change in the law in January.
Okay, so I had a motion from Commissioner Silverthorne and a second from Deputy Director DeGroot. Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne.
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay. Next, I'm going to Resolution G. Can I get a motion to adopt Resolution G?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner
Second.
Henderson, a second. Deputy Director DeGroot. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Abstain.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay, next I have Resolution R. Can I get a motion to approve an amended use application for the reservation and use of the Newton Green?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson, in a second.
Second.
Commissioner Carney, any discussion?
Yeah, so again, this has gone through a sort of a long tortured past, but we've revised to Commissioner's direction the use agreement surrounding use of the Newton Green. It is a result of pulling together similar agreements from really across the country that have been tested in other places. I understand that there's a copy that will be out available for everybody to take with them tonight, but in it is the resolution, and attached to that obviously is a use agreement and an insurance certificate. But am comfortable or feel comfortable that it is consistent with the board's intention of balancing the equities between folks' First Amendment rights to be able to say what they want, where they want, and at the same time protect the public safety.
Thank you. So we had a motion from Commissioner Henderson and a second from Commissioner Carney. Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay, awards of contract change orders bids. We have two. The Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract change orders bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. Can I get a motion to adopt resolutions A and B?
Still moved.
Commissioner
Second.
Carney, second. Deputy Director DeGroot. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay, number 17, the financials. Can I get a motion to pay bills list A from March 25th, 2026?
So moved.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson, in a second.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Silverthorne. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Can I get a motion to pay bills list B of March 25th, 2026?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, and a second with Commissioner Silverthorne. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Abstain.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Okay. Now we have two more resolutions. Can I get a motion to adopt resolutions C and D?
Still moved.
Commissioner Carney, a
Second.
second. Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Deputy Director DeGroot,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Silverthorne,
Yes.
Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Director Space.
Yes. Number 18, we have no personnel. Number 19 is the administrative report.
Okay, thank you very much. First thing I want to give an update on is our feasibility study. We had the bid opening yesterday for the architectural engineer firms. We received 25 bids. We received quite a few bids for those services. We expect to place that resolution for consideration by the board to award an architectural engineer on the April 22nd meeting. As you recall, the bid opening for the appraisal firm, that's scheduled for April 2nd, still with an anticipated award date of May 13th. I briefly met with our Office of Employee Services today to discuss workers' compensation claims, specifically regarding the ability to bring workers back to work in a light-duty status if they are cleared for light duty prior to them returning to work in a full-time capacity. This was a practice of the county many years ago, and employees were placed in different areas throughout the county to accommodate light duty. There are going to be circumstances where an employee that, is not able to even accommodate some type of light duty, but we are looking to bring those policies and practices back to the county. An update on the Dennis Library. We received some communications regarding concerns regarding the upgrades and construction project for the Dennis Library. I just want to clarify and alleviate any concerns that the county rejected the contractor bids on February 25th, just due to the fact that the bids came in above cost. The county is still moving forward with the project, and we expect that the rebids will be live by next week. The CWA contract, I am happy to announce that the CWA non-supervisor and supervisory contracts have been officially ratified by the membership, and we are expecting to have this for the board's final consideration at the April 8th commissioner meeting. I want to congratulate an employee in our Department of Engineering, Bob Pierce, for his election to the Public Works Association of New Jersey Executive Board as the Vice President of Region 2. This appointment reflects his dedication to the Public Works Association, and we do want to congratulate him for that appointment. As Commissioner Silverthorne previously reported, the county has moved closer on becoming Film Ready certified. For consideration at our next meeting, the board will be receiving a copy of a code of conduct that is required by the state in order to move forward in that process. This is one of the final steps, and hopefully beyond that, then the county will be certified. One of a few, not every county has been certified in the state, so we would hold a distinction with a few other counties. And just to give a quick update, I'm meeting tomorrow with the administrator and the deputy county administrator for Morris County. We just want to have that first initial meeting face to face. We have a lot of shared services with them, so want to be able to kind of see what their operations are down there and review some of our services. That's all I have.
Thank you. County Council report?
Yeah, just briefly, Commissioner Carney touched on the one. I did have the privilege of arranging a meeting with Commissioner Potasnak of the DEP with the county administrator to go over some county matters, and I thought that went well. And the only other two matters are the two that you covered, ma'am. The PLA amendment from January of 2026 and the Newton Green. So we're good. Thanks.
Anyone have any unfinished business? No.
I do.
You do.
Just one thing really quick. Just want to say I'm pleased to hear, and this board has agreed with moving forward on the feasibility study for the jail. I might be correct saying it was March 17th. Half of Newton was without power after a storm. Several employees were sent home because their building had no power. I just think it's another checkbox for the jail. The jail does have a generator. I'm not sure if it operates the whole building, but a lot of the buildings, I know I read the report regarding that. I just think that puts another checkbox in how valuable that jail is to us, to keep employees working here all day.
I just want to add that's for all our buildings, just not the jail. All the buildings that we have, including the green.
Any new business? Okay. Number 22, public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make general comments of 3 minutes or less on non-agenda topics. Please line up at the microphone and state your name and municipality for the record. Can I get a motion to open the floor for public comment?
So moved.
Okay, Deputy Director DeGroot. And second, Commissioner Silverthorne. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Okay, the floor is open.
Ken Collins, Hanover Township. I've been in front of this board time and time again in the pursuit of lower property taxes. And recently, I've tried to explain to you that if you increase the amount you raise through taxes by a mere 3.5% annually, you double taxes in 20 years. So I decided to take a look back at the county's budgets. And you know what I found? How long do you think it took you to double tax? But got any idea how long it took for this board to double tax it? I found that Sussex County's commissioners doubled the amount you raised from taxes in 24 years from 2001 to 2025. These are factual numbers in your record. In the 2025 budget, you raised $103,907,000 and change. And in 2001, you only raised $52 million, less than $52 million. You doubled taxes in 24 years in a county with zero population growth in the same period. And while I continue to plead with you to stop increasing property taxes every year, I have to shine a light on financial waste that I saw. Does anybody know what the average cost is to a New Jersey county for a county council? But it is less than $200,000. Much less, by the way. Does anybody know how much Sussex County paid Doug Steinhardt's law firm last year? Anybody? Guys paid him over $735,000. That's over $2,000 every single day of the year. That's more than 3 times the state average for a county council. Why? Why are you wasting so much money on county council? Political grift. That's the answer. You need to fire Florio, Perucci, Steinhardt, Capelli, and Tipton as county council. It is a waste of money. FBI investigations, warehouses, and political grift should not involve our county council at all. Next up, how much was our previous county council paid? Let you know.
Director, I actually have some information that I can provide to Mr. Collins. And this is all public information that you would be able to find. But our current county council does not just consist of county council. There are many other attorneys within that office that handle various different, we have special counsel, we have work that's being done within all different departments. So it's not just within the Office of County Council. When I did an analysis, because obviously I'm coming in as new administrator, and I wanted to review all aspects of county budget. So I did do an analysis of county council as well. And what I was able to find is that historically, the County of Sussex has paid over $1 million to various county councils from the years 2016, all the way through 2019, I believe it is. Or no, I'm sorry, 2021. We saw a reduction in that because we were able to reduce the amount of special counsel and additional services that were needed. So the latter half of 2021 through 2025 was actual reductions in county council fees. I'm more than happy to provide Mr. Collins with specific information should he so wish.
Can I chime in too?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so for what it's worth, 2021 was halfway through the year was when we took over. And that's when you started actually reducing your county council costs. Just by comparison, you have 150,000 people in Sussex County and a $750,000 bill. Warren County has 100,000 people. Their county council bills run close to $900,000 a year. Middlesex County, just because it's a bigger county, their county council budget is $2.2 million a year. So just to give you a sense, every year that we've been here, we've actually cost Sussex County less than our predecessors.
By about 20%.
I just want to comment one thing as in on the tax part. I usually don't like to comment back, but salaries and wages have gone up from 2001. I know as an employer myself that I was paying 14-year-olds, I want to say the minimum wage back in 2001, this is a guess because I didn't research it, was probably like $7.25, and now it's just about $16. So that's gone up. So obviously our salaries for the county has probably doubled since 2001. You're not going to have an employee stay with the county if they're going to be making what they made in 2001. So other than the commissioners, because we are making what they made in 2001, but they also had health insurance where we don't have health insurance. So we actually are costing the residents in 2026 less than the freeholders did in 2001. And that's a fact. Anyone can look that up.
There's also been multiple unfunded mandates that have been passed down to this board year after year after year that unfortunately they don't have any control over and has affected the budget tremendously as well.
And our municipalities and schools are going to be forced to raise taxes this year because of all these mandates and insurance costs. This is going to be a rough year everywhere. I would love to see a school that can stay flat this year because I can't see it happening, and we have to educate our kids. Thank you.
Cybersecurity Infrastructure and Security Agency, otherwise known as CISA, or America's Cyber Defense Agency, was established to secure our nation's cyberspace. Protects our institutions, election system, finance. Tampered with and infiltrated by bad actors such as Russia, China, Iran, and other forces that wish to at best commit crimes and at worst dismantle our economy and democracy. However, the Trump regime fired approximately 30% of CISA's staff over the past year. At a time when cyberspace becomes more complex at an exponential rate with the increase, you have to ask yourself, why would the federal government make such drastic cuts to the agency that protects our cyberspace and Americans from misuses of AI, rather than hiring more agents to secure our institution systems and personal? Further, during the partial government shutdown caused by Republicans who refused to pass a budget that will provide for our basic needs, another approximately 30% of CISA agents are not currently working to keep our nation safe and cyber attack. To make the situation worse, just days before the US and Israel launched the attack on Iran, the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, fired a dozen agents who specifically worked in counterintelligence dedicated to investigating threats. Mind you, these were career government employees who were simply doing their jobs, not political cronies or corrupted officials, but dedicated public servants whose mission was to protect American citizens from cyber terrorism. Again, ask yourself, why would Kash Patel put the U.S. in that disadvantaged position back to the country they monitor? Further, as a result of Trump's unjustified war of choice, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, resigned last week in protest to the war in Iran, stating that Iran posed no imminent threat to the United States. Kent was not a holdover from the Biden administration. He was a Trump-appointed MAGA diehard, who is one of only a handful of Republicans who have stood up and told the truth about Trump's lies to the American people. Every American should demand the removal of Kash Patel as the head of the FBI and the return of CISA employees to their critical federal jobs. Our cyberspace is not protected, which means our institutions are not being protected by our federal government. This is one of the many reasons to call for the impeachment of Trump.
Good evening, everyone. I have to ahead of time apologize. I do not have my proper glasses tonight, so if I can't read well, that's why. I unfortunately did not bring the right glasses with me tonight. They're home, sitting on a desk. Tonight, I'd like you to wonder about and ask you about what would Jesus do. Since some people, like to bring God into it, I figured I would do that this evening. Our ICE is out of control. They are rounding up anyone they choose without warrants or due process. As a result, detention centers are overcrowded and are functioning in an inhumane way. There are many cases of heinous crimes, abuse, and neglect. I don't have the time to discuss all of these cases, obviously, since I only have 3 minutes, so I can only give you a few quick examples. One is a young girl who was detained, who, by the way, was an American citizen, was detained with her mother and was vomiting blood. When her mother pleaded for help from an officer, the officer said, "Oh, just give her a cracker." In another facility, pregnant women were forced to sleep on the floor because there wasn't enough bed space for them, and one of the women was left alone in a room with no food, water, or medical attention for 24 hours while she was in the process of having a miscarriage. Another facility denied basic food, water, health care, while allowing sewage to build up and bubble up in toilets and showers. In a Texas detention center, men were shot at with rubber bullets because they were complaining about the lack of services that they needed. And also, there was one detainee who was found dead. He was found dead, and the coroner said it was from asphyxiation. A witness stated that a guard had been strangling the man. Young children in detention centers are suffering mental and physical severe problems that will cause them trauma for the rest of their lives, and they will never recover. Some expressed hopelessness, and some even contemplated suicide. At least 70 to 75% of these people in these centers have never committed any crime ever. There are also a number of American citizens being detained. ICE is certainly not tracking down the quote-unquote worst of the worst, but instead they are capturing the vulnerable based on either skin color or their occupation.
Thank you.
Miguel Manajo, Hapad Khan, when a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. Leviticus chapter 19, verses 33 and 34. The rabbis say this command is repeated more than any other in all of the Torah, because it's the hardest one to do. We have a solid idea of who God is. Some of us are still learning who our neighbor is. I want to read you two things from inside ICE detention centers. On my first day at Clint, I spoke with an 11-year-old boy caring for his 3-year-old brother. Both were fending for themselves in cinder block cells for 3 weeks. The little one had matted hair, a hacking cough, muddy pants, and eyes that fluttered closed with fatigue. Another. When guards ignore our basic needs, I try to tell them, I know we are immigrants, but that does not make us less human. Being here feels like torture. I don't feel like I can survive another month. Those are from ICE facilities, but if you replace immigrant with Jewish or Japanese and ICE agent for Nazi guard, you'd be reading a history book. One more to close. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 8. I'm learning who my neighbor is. I think it might be everyone.
I came here tonight to read an email that I sent to everyone. Yes, I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize. I'm only reading portions of this email because I won't have enough time to read it all. On picking up my son yesterday, he filled me in on an assembly that took place in school. At the outset, let me be clear. My son is 16 years old. He is a minor. And my husband and I are his parents. The fact that zero notice was given about this assembly or its content and no opt-out option was afforded to these students is incredibly egregious. My son was pulled from a college credit course for which we pay tuition. To attend an assembly during which I understand he, along with the entire student body, were informed that words such as sir, ma'am, madam, ladies, gentlemen, guys, firemen, and policemen should not be used any longer as they are not inclusive enough. This is completely unacceptable and utter nonsense. Saying good morning, sir, or have a great day, ma'am, is simply manners 101. This has nothing to do with inclusivity or exclusivity. I am appalled that this school would allow an assembly whereby the takeaway is to dispose of his parents worked hard to instill in our son. When our son thanks a veteran for his or her service, he has been taught to say thank you for your service, ma'am or sir, as appropriate. Not be changed, nor should he be punished for using words that aren't appropriate any longer. I also understand the speaker informed these children that they can in fact be any gender they should choose and that there are an indefinite number of genders. A toaster is not a gender. A sound is not a gender. They were told yesterday that they in fact could be those things. Please do not misunderstand my upset. I have no issue with teaching our children about inclusivity and being respectful of others and their choices. In fact, I believe it is warranted and should have been included in an assembly. What I do have issue with is that my son was pulled from a college level course that we paid for to attend an assembly about the inclusivity of one specific group of people while excluding every other group of people. Why was this assembly not reflective of the inclusivity of all of the students at Sussex Tech? Perhaps my son missed it. Points of the portion of the assembly that discussed racial discrimination and that the word nigger should not be used. Something my son, a biracial student at Sussex Tech, was called during most of his freshman year in a derogatory and disgusting manner. It wasn't even addressed at that time. It's not even in his file right now. We asked. It's not there. If we're going to teach inclusivity, by all means, do so. I beg you to do it. But be mindful of what inclusivity actually includes. I received a phone call from Mr. Magla, our superintendent, following receipt of that email to apologize for not having known about the content of this assembly. It is unfathomable to me that our top-heavy administration is suggesting that no one knew the content of this assembly and that no one approved it. Okay.
She's not finished.
I only have a few more words. It's inexplicable to me that we're excusing all of this away at Sussex Tech, and we have been since I walked in the door my son's freshman year. He is a junior at this school. We don't have late busing for these students to go to the clubs and organizations that they need to, but we can afford to do this. We can afford to have assemblies about something that half these kids walked out on, fell asleep on. They don't care. They don't. And neither do I. Live and let live, by all means. This is out of control. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Someone needs to talk to these people. Someone needs to figure out who we talk to.
Yes,
because
we
there
will,
is
we
no
are
one
looking into
being
it.
held accountable.
Yes, we are looking into it. And what I did find out today that it was a grant, and it was Edge, New Jersey, if anyone wanted to look that up. And that I was also told that the kids weren't allowed to opt out and the administration didn't know. So we're looking into it further, but, I did read the apology from the school. So, and of course, we didn't know anything about it. Yeah, yep. Okay, yep. I have to say if that's it. Thank you. Thank you.
And Director, I'll just add, as luck would have it, I have a meeting tomorrow with the superintendent, so
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
yep. And then we have a Board of School Estimate meeting. We have a Board of School Estimate meeting tomorrow with Sussex Tech
I'll
at
bring it up.
4 PM, which is a public meeting, and it's here. It's open to the public. And sorry, Mrs. Brennan, you already spoke. No, we don't allow extra time. Okay. Okay, but it was because it was on county business. That was why.
Speak about is county business.
Everything is relevant.
Okay.
Everything should be relevant.
You said at the last
Okay,
meeting that there was
okay.
a cybersecurity attack. That's a.
Then I will give you an extra minute. So I just, when it's county business is county business. So 1 minute for each of the speakers.
And on the 250th anniversary of our country, what would Jesus say if he appeared down here right now? I do not believe that he would condone any of this in any way and is not part of any of his teachings. Thank you.
That's because it was about the children in our local schools, so. Question for children.
It's okay.
Either stick to 3 minutes or don't.
Yep. I'm gonna make a motion to see if we change it to 2 minutes for now on.
You are as bad as the tyrant Trump that sits in the White House. Being an authoritarian and taking away our First Amendment rights is not your job. Your job is to protect us and to pass ordinances in the best interest of this county. And that is not a policy of the county that is in our best interest. Just because you don't like what we have to say, doesn't mean you have the right to cut us off.
I have never
At
cut
the
you off.
last meeting, you spoke about cybersecurity threats in this county, some kind of cybersecurity issue in this county and other counties. You're telling us what those cybersecurity threats or issues are. And you made great claim that our IT department is taking care of it. Our IT department cannot protect us against the cyber threats that are going on in this country and across the world. You're kidding yourself if you think these things do not have to do with
Ken Collins, Andover Township. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Everyone makes excuses as to why they gotta raise taxes. You guys are the ones who do it, okay? And it's a fact. You doubled taxes in 24 years. Look at your numbers. It's a fact. You can blame it on everything else all day long, but you raised taxes. Your husband, Parker, raised taxes. All of your predecessors who sat in those chairs raised taxes every single year, year in and year out. Not once did any of you guys toe the line. Not once. Not a single time. $700,000 and change, more than $2,000 a day is a waste of money for an attorney. I don't care how good they are. This county cannot afford to pay $2,000 every single day a lawyer. That's ridiculous. Further than you were getting it before, you were paying too much before, because that law firm ain't worth it.
Yeah. So I'm here tonight to talk about the SAVE Act. Yes, voter ID is a big issue. Yes, a lot of Americans will be disenfranchised despite what the Republican Party is telling you. No, most states will not accept real ID as valid ID. The truth is you'll need a birth certificate or passport that matches your current ID. Because an estimated 79 to 84% of married women in the US take their spouse's surname, millions of women have a current legal name that does not match their birth certificate. If a married woman has not updated her passport to her married name, her birth certificate and older documents will show her maiden name, causing a mismatch that could delay or prevent registration. But all of this is only one issue regarding the SAVE Act. There's a much bigger issue lurking in this bill, that being the states will have to hand over all of their voter data, their voter rolls, their voter info, and your private voting records to the federal government. The federal government is then going to put it in their system. And then every 30 days, they are allowed to purge voter rolls. This will give the federal government the ability to take any person they want off of the eligible voting list, and they can do this purge monthly, every 30 days. The system they are suggesting that they're going to be using has already been shown to have chronic problems and has been shown to randomly take Americans off the list for no reason. A handful of states are using someone's decision not to vote. They decided not to vote. That is the trigger for removing them from the voter rolls. Georgia has been exceptionally aggressive with this. This is a new form of voter suppression. So now we have a bill, the SAVE Act, that will disenfranchise women, the working class, and the poor. We also have a system in which the federal government can pick and choose who they want to remove from the voter rolls. With the voter rolls on hand, they could just pick Dems if they so wanted. We are looking at an election takeover by an authoritarian who wants to win at any cost and doesn't want to be held accountable. It doesn't matter if you are male. It doesn't matter if you're female. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're Republican. None of this matters. What matters is our Constitution. The federal government should never have the ability to purge the voter rolls of the entire country on a whim. Period. Point blank. This is our Constitution we're talking about. You can't do this. It gets worse because they don't even have to let you know you've been removed. You could show up on election day with your passport, be denied because they decided to take you off the voter list. All of this is what the Dems are voting against. That's the truth. In German, they call this autoritäre Machtübergreifung, and in English, it's known as authoritarian overreach. The SAVE Act is unconstitutional, undemocratic, and un-American. Vote no. Thank you so much.
Snyder Sanderson. What country we have. Democrat Party, now the party of no. They're responsible for 2 government shutdowns, and we're in the middle of one right now. The other accomplishments of the Democrat Party: the mutilation of minors, open borders, non-citizens voting. New York City, a number of years ago, actually tried to have it legalized. Residents could vote in New York City elections without, not just the furies. They tried it. They will try it again. TSA members not being paid. Long hours for people in airports waiting for flights. Some of the racist statements that have come out of Democrat politicians, that in their opinion, minorities don't have the intelligence. You know, very insulting to many people, especially to many of the minority people that I taught when I was. Not smarter than me. Got males and girls and women's sports, things that the Democrats support. Tampons in school boys' restrooms, tampons. Heard him say that the illegals commit crimes at about the same rate as citizens. I don't want to hear that garbage. If it wasn't here, that crime wouldn't have been committed. About a week ago in Chicago, we had a young woman, Sheridan Gorman, 18-year-old student at Loyola University, taking a walk on Lakefront Path, which Governor Pritzker has said, what a beautiful, safe place this is. Murdered by an illegal, Jose Medina, older woman in Chicago, Maria Haddon. Statement about this was in the wrong place at the wrong. My feeling is, I think you're right. Wrong place, Illinois. Wrong time, 2026. It seems the wrong place is almost any place where the Democrats are trusting people that hate America. I, for one, love America. Years of teaching was the bicentennial.
John Ralphus Newton. A speech that I wrote, you know, I don't even want to read it. Because it talks about being complicit and being silent and seeing things that are lies that come out of our administration's mouths and the illegal things they do. And if we just sit back and let it happen, our country is not going to make it to 250. If we do, I don't feel like a proud American anymore. I know that gives the so-called other side, well, he's just a Democrat and he hates our country. No, I don't. I was a Republican for most of my life. I decided to change when I listened to Rush Limbaugh's show every day, 12 o'clock to 3. And he went away for 3 months. He went into recovery for pill issues. Came back and he continued to call those long-haired, dope-smoking, maggot-infested hippies. So all of a sudden, he was better. He was an addict, and yet he was better than a pot smoker. So I just saw the hypocrisy in the Republican Party. Doesn't mean I don't love my country. I do love my country. But I can't stand having immigrants that are in these prisons, these so-called prisons. They wanted to make the Roxbury warehouse that is designed with 4 toilets to house like 2,000 people. I sure wouldn't want to be in a place like that. I don't want to have to do my business in a bucket or with 50 people in a cell. That's not the America I want. So all we want is just, if there's I'm not saying I agree with everything that the Democrats have done. They made a lot of mistakes. As far as I'm concerned, Republicans are making a lot of mistakes. So I just want the country to be something that I can be proud of, a kinder country. If I go to, I always go to Costa Rica in the winter. You know, this winter I didn't go. I didn't want to go down there because I wasn't feeling the love from the people last winter. And I guarantee I wouldn't be feeling it this winter. I'm not going on a trip to Canada. Canada doesn't really like Americans anymore. How about Mexico? How about any country in South America except Costa Rica? Wouldn't go on a trip to El Salvador or Panama because I have a feeling they don't like us very much up here for the way we're treating them. I don't want to go on a vacation and all of a sudden I'm the immigrant that got locked up in a prison. Thank
Good evening. If everyone can hear me, my name is Patricia Heaney. I'm from Lafayette. Last week, Sheridan Gorman, an 18-year-old freshman college student, was shot and killed on a pier in Chicago with her friends at 1:30 a.m. while looking at the northern lights. Sheridan was a beautiful young college freshman just a few months away from graduating. Her shooter was arrested and charged with murder. His name is Jose Medina, a 25-year-old illegal immigrant from Venezuela. Jose was apprehended by Border Patrol on May 9th of 2023 and was released into our country under the Biden regime. Again, on June 19th of 2023, Jose was arrested and released for shoplifting in Chicago. Chicago is a sanctuary state, just like New Jersey. Twice, Jose should have been returned to his country, but because of sanctuary state laws, he remained in Chicago. Mayor Johnson of Chicago is putting the lives of illegals over the lives of American citizens. When Jose approached the group of college students, he had a gun, which was illegal. As the girls ran away, he shot Sheridan in the back. The bullet exited her neck. She died at the scene. The bullet casing and video surveillance records were used to identify Jose. This time, he will not be released, but Jose's capture is too late for Sheridan. She's gone, and her family and friends are devastated. This murder was totally avoidable. Sheridan Gorman was from Yorktown Heights, New York, not far from here. How many people have you seen protesting to keep the illegals in our country? Think about it. Do you really want violent illegals here in our country? If you enter our country illegally, you have already committed a crime. I hope and pray that no one will ever have to go through a situation like this. But remember, New Jersey is a sanctuary state. I think that all illegals should be deported. We should protect all American citizens, proper and legal immigration, and complete vetting for anyone who we allow to enter our United States of America is necessary. And for everyone who says that all these illegals should stay here, why don't you put them in your home? Put them in your basement, in your heated garage. Put them in your spare room. Put them in there with your kids and your grandkids. Let them stay at your home. Then you can see what they eat. You can see the temperature they live at. Thank you very much for your time. I need a motion to close the floor. I would like.
Andy Pender, Frieden Township. I had a difficult time deciding how to use my 3 minutes tonight. There are so many important things happening right now and so many distractions. By design, as this administration wants to keep citizens, what the hell is coming next? I'm going to use my time to plug the No Kings rally this Saturday on the Newton Green at 11 a.m., despite your executive session and your resolution. There will be resource tables, camaraderie, shared purpose, and joy. This is the beauty of our country. Everyday citizens, despite their social or economic standing, can voice by using their First Amendment. They can join collectively to steer their country in a better direction through action and free speech. Are a peaceful and welcoming group. If you have questions, are genuinely curious, or want to learn more, I encourage you to join us on. There are so many reasons to attend. If you believe in and enjoy the right to free and fair elections, that we should be governed by 3 co-equal branches that place checks on one another. If you believe in the rule of law and that no one, not even the president, is above the law. If you believe in the humane treatment of other humans, whether our own citizens. If you believe in environmental responsibility and stewardship. If you believe in building a better future for our children and our young people. Finally, if you believe in the responsible use of our armed forces. If you believe in even just one of these things I just listed, please join us on the green and show your support. Ours will be one of close to 3,000 events planned nationwide. No one person can do all things, but collectively we can move the needle. If you're not a fan of accountability or rule of law, or you don't like decency or integrity in leadership, probably best that you stay home. If you're not interested in voting in future elections or having a decent, habitable planet to live on, again, it may be best that you stay home. My hope, though, is that people will not stay home. My hope is that there will be a giant turnout nationwide as action is the antidote to chaos and hopelessness. We hope to see you on the green, and if this is your first rally, we welcome you. Welcome your positive attitude and energy. We are always up for meeting new people, having productive discussions, and finding friendship in collective action. No Kings, this Saturday, Newton Green, 11 a.m. No Kings, this Saturday, Newton Green, 11 a.m.
Anyone else? Can I get a motion to close the floor for public comment and return to regular business?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson and a second from Commissioner Silverthorne. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstain. Number 23, reminders. Please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for meeting schedules. Number 25, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, a second. Deputy Director DeGroot. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Meeting is closed. What time is it? 7:11.
No.
Oh, 8:11.
8:13.
8:13. You look at my phone. Looking at that clock.
I appreciate it.